Hey, Fiacare here with discussion on my path. Becoming becoming a neo-pagan, and everyone talks about their paths, and this is my path. What's your path? And he has a path, and these are different paths, and they're all different paths, and everybody has a path, and it's all a path going up the mountain, and everybody, the mountain is whatever goes to the same. All the paths lead to the same point in the mountain, what have you. Well, here's my problem with that. Path implies that you have a destination in mind. What's our destination as neo-pagans? What is our goal? What's the end game here? We all say it all leads to the same place. Well, what place? What the hell are we talking about? It made sense, when I was a Buddhist. I guess it didn't bother me because it made sense. In Buddhism, there is a goal. There's the goal of goallessness. There's nirvana. There's satori. There's enlightenment and struggling for enlightenment and all this, right? So, and so that was seen as the goal-ish, I guess. So, and the idea being that everybody is working towards the same goal ultimately of enlightenment. So, all these different paths going up to the same mountain kind of makes sense because you're talking about enlightenment and satori or nirvana and all that kind of stuff, right? So it makes sense in that context, right? In neo-pagan paths, I just don't get the sense of working towards some kind of a goal, or that we have any kind of like a common goal. If we do, I don't know what the hell it is. We all have our ways of looking at the world and such, but so I guess that's my big question. What does it mean? What if it's on a path? Is a path going where? What are we trying to get to? Or is it just a circular path? We're just walking around in circles or something? I don't know. Do we even need a goal? What's the point of that? Okay. That being said, all right. So, I do actually have an idea of a goal in mind, and it's I'm a big fan of Aristotle and his idea of happiness, and that's, I guess, the Greek understanding of happiness is my goal. It's basically a fulfilling life. It's a meaningful life. It's a good life. That's my goal. Trying to live the good life. Trying to understand the good life and what that means. And my understanding of that is virtue. By following virtue, we find happiness, and this happiness is only possible through virtue because that's what happiness means. Ultimately, is the ultimate goal. And that's only achievable through living a good life, a virtuous life, and in the Greek understanding of the word virtue. So I guess I have a path. Maybe no one else does. Okay, I'm just kidding. But anyway, that's my idea of what a path is or should be, I guess. So that's what I'm aiming for. Is I want to try to live a good life and live it as well as I possibly can. Okay, confession time. Basically, that part of being virtuous means living up to your obligations and doing what you say you're going to do, and having some being dependable. Those are all virtues, and these are virtues that I have not exhibited very well lately. Okay, and I apologize for that. That is something that I'm working on, and I understand that is a shortcoming. And I guess that's one advantage of having a goal or having an understanding of trying to work for virtue, is that you can see what you need to work on. You can try to improve it, that kind of thing. So anyway. Okay, so let's talk about my specific path, if you will. I consider myself a Gaelic Reconstructionist. I've discussed that a bit in my opening video, which is basically I try to follow as best I can my understanding of the ways of the ancient Irish, the Iron Age Irish, who followed a polytheistic, animistic belief system. But this is really what I'm trying to get across here, is that beliefs, to me, that's not what's important. We talk a lot about well, what do you believe? Well, my beliefs are this, and this other person's beliefs are this others, and and we kind of share them with each other, and it sometimes in some neo-pagan circles, it kind of reminds me of like walking down the red carpet on at the Emmy Awards. Oh, well, who are you wearing? Or well, what are your beliefs? Oh, well, I have a collection of beliefs of these things. Oh, well, isn't that nice? And that, it's like fashions. It's a fashion show kind of a thing. The thing is, I don't think beliefs are all that important, really. When it comes right down to it, it doesn't matter what the hell I believe. What's real matters. What's the reality matters. But religion, spirituality, those beliefs in things that cannot be proven, those things, that's just a very, very small part of a much bigger picture of, like I said, how we should live our lives, how best we should live our lives, what we have going on in our head about, gods and ancestors and spirits and things living in that's almost insignificant, really. It's part of my belief system, but it's trivial. That's not what's important. What you do is what's important, not how you think or what you think, but what you do, what you say, what you promise, living up to your promises again. How you take care of your family, how you make your way in the world. Those things are what's important. So I come from it. I come at it from a point of view of philosophy. I focus on the philosophy rather than the spirituality. So the spirituality is part of that. I mean, I don't want to make things. I mean, I do honor the gods. I honor the ancestors. I honor the spirits. But it's because it fits into the overall philosophy. And it fits into the overall philosophy in such a way that it doesn't matter if it's true or not. That's what's really... Sometimes it's hard for me to wrap my own head around it, but that's basically it. It doesn't matter. I do it because it's right to do. It's good and right and just to honor my ancestors, whether or not they get the message, So my perspective is one of, let's ignore the belief structure for a second. Put that aside. Pretend that doesn't matter for a second. And focus on the philosophy of behavior, what you actually do with your life, and how it's constructed, and what it's based on.